Good morning, we've got SOS and internet and then maybe something fun because I only have one video to upload because I've got them all uploaded. Yay! Oh my goodness, I really need to start recording our conversations in the car on the way here. John and I just had this fabulous conversation that he was questioning me because he's figured out that I know a lot about the Bible because I read it all the time and study it and stuff, and so he's questioning me and some of the stuff he knows, so he's seeing if I actually know it, and some of the stuff he doesn't know, and I was whipping out my Bible in the car and we were talking. It was so much fun. Man alive, I love doing conversations like that. Anyway, we ended up getting back to what I said yesterday about God making things possible and that if he tells you to do something that you can do it. And we were all the way back at Hagar and Ishmael and all these different, it was amazing. Anyway, that was really cool. So I thought I'd share it with you because it's God's doing something and I'm so excited to see what it is. What he's doing is he's working in John's life, and I know that because we'll have these discussions, debate type things, and I'll be in one stance and he'll be in another one, and I can't share them with you because it's a lot about his personal life, but I'll know he's wrong and I'll know that biblically I'm correct, but I'm not entirely sure how to prove it, and then we'll have a conversation like this about something completely different. And right at the end, it comes right back around and it's here's the biblical proof for why I'm right and why what you're doing isn't quite right. And it's oh, it is so cool how God can just work these things and it's not me, but it's God through me, which is awesome to see. Yeah.
Eating bread for dumplings?
Yeah. Eating bread for dumplings.
That's a ton of bread,
she's making dumplings. Yeah. Look how we do it. Yeah. Hey. Yeah.
Okay, so it's a yeasted roast, so it will rise, and then she'll go boil it into little dumplings. So those are the dumplings all done. Okay, so the picture right before that is a girl named Alicia, who spells her name the same way I do, and we were both dude, we need a picture with each other because we spell our names the same way, and that's amazing. She is with Michigan something, and so they're coming and touring around different schools and stuff in Botswana, South Africa, and this area. So they came in to see the school, and I also learned that you can get all kinds of pictures of people inside the school, and that it's okay, and that the person that told me that I wasn't allowed to wasn't quite telling the truth. So, as long as I don't get the kids' faces, it's cool. Good morning! Anyway, that was my friend from yesterday. She was just coming to say thank you, and that her mother wants to meet me tomorrow. So I'll be going to visit them tomorrow. Anyway, so I can get pictures of the staff and stuff, which is cool. So that's why you saw staff in the pictures today and not in other days. Anyhow, just explaining that. Yeah. So that's what I've done so far today. We are going to go to the internet cafe and then try to get home on a combi. It takes 2, so we'll see how this works. Okay, so the internet decided to stop working, so we're gonna try to just go home from here. They're totally selling chickens out of the back of that truck. I still think chickens are the most random animal ever. Look at them. Look at them. See, they're all tied together. There's the new ones. Oops, sorry. Thank you. Oh! So we're one combi down, and I think I have to get on number 2. I'm not sure though. We'll figure it out. So the nice lady with the cookies said it was Route 7, which is this one, I hope. So I think I may have missed my stop. That nice girl just helped the driver translate that I had missed my stop, and now he's gonna turn around and drive me back. Very nice drivers. Thank you. Okay, so I think we got off at the right stop. This is the hospital where Bibian works, and home should be that way with a couple turns involved, so we're hoping to not get too terribly lost. See, I told you I shouldn't have told you yesterday that I hadn't gotten lost in this country. Okay, but oddly, I'm not that lost. This country does seem to be more easy to not get lost in. Yes. Okay, so while we're walking, who's got today? Today the thing that I've noticed is all this changing. The changing of the rules at the school, the changing of the buses, there's a lot of change that happens in this place. That just like one person says one thing, one person says another thing, you get the runaround. It happens all the time. It's just sort of what happens here. And when I was talking to John on the way into school today, into the SOS place, he asked me, is it permanent? This God thing that you have going on, is it permanent? Like, are you always going to be seeking to be as good as you are? Are you always going to be looking to follow God? Are you always going to be looking for God? And my answer is, hold on. Sorry, traffic got really heavy back there and kind of confusing. My answer is yes, it's permanent. It's permanent, it's a choice that I've made for the rest of my life to seek to follow Christ and to be like Jesus and to do the things that he's asked me to do and to not do the things that he has asked me not to do. And so he's permanent today. He doesn't change. Even if the situation changes, even if the law has been fulfilled, and so there might seem to be what looks like contradictions in the Bible, which John brought up a ton of, but there, for one, a lot of them weren't even really contradictions, and for two, it's just the fulfillment of the law. It's not that the law changed, it's that it was finished. And so there are still things that we have to follow. We're not lawless now, but we're under a different law. And so, so anyhow, the thing is, God stayed the same. He's permanent. And so my decision to follow him and my actions in doing so are also permanent. So today God is permanent. I know where I am. We need to go this way. Okay, I think I missed a turn or made one too many. We may have to start going back. Oops. Okay, we're gonna ask them for directions to a place I don't know the name of. We're gonna hope they know who John and Bibian are. I don't know their last name. Bummer. Here we go. Dumela. I'm back again.
Hey.
Do you happen to know where John and Bibian live?
The one from Germany.
Not from Germany, although those might be our neighbors. They own the internet cafes?
Any cafes?
Yeah, John, he's from Tanzania.
It's a man.
John is a man. His wife's name is Bibian. She's a nurse. You don't know them. Is this block 9?
Yeah, it's block 9.
I'm still in block 9.
Yeah.
That's a good
They
thing.
said which side? There's block 9 there, near the clinic.
Near the clinic.
Hey,
Yeah.
Near to Julian Molef. They said we're near the shops or where?
I don't actually know. I know there are Germans staying around us, but I don't think it's that way because I went that way and none of the houses look right. They live in like it's like a tall apartment. They're on the 4th floor. It has big round windows. There's a soccer field out front.
Soccer field in front.
Yeah, and there's a fence like this one, but it has barbed wire on the top all around it.
Maybe it's that side.
Maybe it's that side?
There's this house like this, flats.
Yeah, they're flats, but they're taller.
Hey, it's behind that side.
It's that side?
Hey.
Okay, so I'll go that way and see if I can find them.
It's late. People don't rob you. You have to put
I'll be
that
okay.
in your bag.
I'll put it away. Okay, thank you.
Hey.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
There it is. I found it. I just turned too soon. Actually, I shouldn't have turned at all. I should have just walked straight. Why is walk straight such a hard direction for me to take? LOL, walk straight. Like the straight and narrow, yes, it is a difficult path to take. And John brought that up too. He's like, if you try to follow God, the devil is gonna see that and he's gonna try to attack you and it's gonna be harder. And it's true. Sometimes walking straight is the hardest thing to do. But that doesn't mean that God doesn't make it possible to do, like I said yesterday. So, he's permanent and possible. Yeah. And while we're going with P words that describe God, he's also protective. There were no robbers. I'm safe. Although I don't think John and Bibian will ever let me come home alone again. Okay, so it's not as late as I thought it was, and they're not actually nervous because they didn't know that I was missing. But it's okay, and I'm back, and it's cool. Yay!